Hello everybody, and welcome back to Khemia. We're here talking the Amikins, right? People like this lad. I hear. Yes, I do hear that on occasion. Yes, I've noticed this. It has made me feel uneasy. It's made me feel suspicious. If they're so advanced, why would they want an alliance with the siblings who have had the most hurdles to clear? Although Amicus won't say primitive, that's what we are. The most primitive siblings in the Galaxias. Galaxia? Galaxia's eggs? It's been a bit. It has been like 2 weeks since I've recorded, guys. It's just vacation and whatnot. Even the humans are more advanced than us, at least from what I've heard during the briefings. So I think, trying to come up with an explanation. Don't they always emphasize galactic harmony? Neferu once told me that Khemians, that's what it says. Khemians feel a duty to normalize relationships between Adastra and the rest of the Galaxias. Veterus bursts out laughing, and Amicus at least explains. No. That's what they tell their people to justify what they're doing. There are hidden motives every step we take here, Scipioi. Scipioi? Yes. Understood. Do you have an idea of what it might mean, Your Majesty? I don't. But if the tech isn't made by their own design, then I can't imagine the answer's a good one. Something is treating them very well, it seems. Amicus and I go quiet, glancing at Veterus. Do you think the parents can provide answers the next time we commune with them? Hell no! I never get a straight answer from them. The only thing that's crystal clear about are orders. I see. So, I'm adding another task for all of us on this mission. Simply take note of any suspicious technology and record it. A small task, but it could be extremely important. Understood, Emperor Amicus. Okay. We're not listening to the Khemians. We're not doing it. We're gonna backstab them at some point, probably, you know. I noticed the ship becoming quieter suddenly. The absence of the whirling machinery and droning air vents almost stunning after becoming so used to it. I think we landed. No announcement. Maybe it's because we told not to be present. Yeah, even wolves have figured out PA systems. Gods. I just hope it's not like this on all of Khemia. Putting their damn state-funded, state-developed, and state-owned supercomputer into our own brains. Amicus clears his throat after the outburst. Sorry. Now we simply act as if all is normal when we leave this room. Any other questions or concerns? No. No, Your Majesty. Oh yeah. No, Your Majesty. I'll assume that sounded, disrespectful because that's just the way your voice sounds. Now, you're both dismissed. We shall reconvene tonight. Remember, meetings are in the morning before breakfast, and in the evenings after dinner. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's like the opening the menu. The main menu, you know. It is what it is. The first thing I notice while stepping out of the ship is how dry the air is. It actually reminds me a bit of Lux, minus the heat. A stark difference to the humidity in Adastra City. Still, it feels good after being in the ship's overly cool climate control. We're in the palace courtyard, the walls of which block off most of the view, but the glimpses of the dunes I get seemingly roll on into the distance forever. Is that too loud, guys? Should I turn that down? Maybe. Maybe, guys. Maybe. The capital city, Khemia. is invisible now, with the palace blocking the view. It's a fairly modern building, using angular and straight lines, okay, but decorated in vivid paintings. On the wall next to me, I see the hieroglyphs carved in sunken relief. Okay. Along the top and bottom, and in the middle, various scenes of jackals and many other species engage in daily life or rituals. I have the urge to run my fingers along in, just to feel it, but I have enough common sense not to.
Come on, do it. You're tourists. It'll only be vaguely insulting. Be an American.
The monument. We were getting there, guys. And statues are notably faded, stone worn down by time. Much like Adastra, Khemia has ceased commissioning more extravagant and decorative projects to honor the royal family, though thousands of years earlier. I know there are even more impressive structures in the city of Aram, the most powerful kingdom in pre-Galaxia Khemia. Skip? I jerk my head to the jackal's direction, and I notice that my group has moved several meters away towards the entrance of the palace. I hurry to Nephidou's side. Sorry, it's just, different from photographs, you know? Oh, I do. I'll show you around the palace later if you'd like. Of course. I see the smile that Nephidou is clearly trying to hide, probably amused at my puppy-like wonder, but I can't help it. The feelings that I had, though, were missing, are now back in full force, at least for now, and I just take in the experience. The buildings on Adastra, such as the University and Imperial Palace, are old, but they had been rebuilt and modified over the past several centuries. That is what that says. We got there. But everything here is truly old. Maintained, but preserved. There's so much history here. I see what you mean. Yes. Much of the stone here has been in place for millennia. It reminds me of what my instructor in architecture once told me. That long-lasting, ancient structures take in the events of sapience around them, given them more character than we ourselves have. Yes, Khemians very much subscribe to that philosophy. It's called Babekan. Again. Look, man, I don't know. Look, I don't know, man. It do be this way. Literally the building's soul. I file it away. The word incredibly easy to pronounce by Khemian standards. I notice that our envoy has stopped moving, and I almost run into Amicus's back. Are they not going to welcome us? I was told the Vizier would meet us at the entrance.
Shit! Always making our jobs harder.
I glance at Burnus, but Nephidou speaks up. Rom's making a statement, probably to show his reservations about the Alliance. Or he's just on a power trip. Typical. But do your best to ignore any of his disrespect. If the Alliance breaks down, he wants it to be clear it was due to the outburst of a wolf. I see. Well, then shall we? I'm moving to the shade. I'm already sweating out of every pore.
How do you think I feel? Well, that'll assume I jump into the fountain before they let us in.
Should we have gotten groomed before we came, Veterus?
Well, I don't... Actually, that might have been a good idea. But then I look too scrawny and malnourished. The facial fur is essential to my position, that's what it says, as a scholar and instructor. I'm sweating heavily too, of course. And I wonder if this is part of what Ramoses wanted.
While Nephidu's a short fur, it makes the heat more bearable. Brutus has thicker fur, like us, and I'm about to make him, ask him how he handled it when Veterus asks something I didn't even notice.
Say, what sort of technology is keeping that water fountain structure afloat?
I had been so enamored with the building around us that I had barely glanced at the fountain, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. You would have to ask an expert in that field.
And what field might that be?
I'm not sure. I see Nephidu's confusion at Veterus's tone and question. And I want to tell my teacher not to make his suspicion so obvious, as Amicus had told us not to. What field of tech is being used there? I'm very sorry, but unfortunately that information is classified by the state for planetary security. Sorry, I suppose more advanced technology information is sensitive, which I'm sure you understand.
Strange to display classified tech so blatantly, and for decorative purposes.
Just to be cool, you know. You would do the same. I would do the same. And with this tech, we could probably have Blitzball, right? Yes. I step in at that point, having hoped Amicus would do so, but he's paced further away, clearly deep in his angry thoughts right now. Veterus, let's ask someone with better knowledge on the topic later, all right? I give Veterus a quick bow before turning to Nephidu. Please excuse Veterus. His style of acquiring knowledge can be a bit intense sometimes. We're just very excited to be here on Khemia.
Indeed. But I don't want to be interrupted when I'm able to, question a qualified jackal, Skip.
My face burns, and not all from the heat, mortified that I have to correct my teacher only minutes after landing. Better now than in front of the Vizier or Pharaoh. Well... Teacher, remember not to use the word jackal. Khemians can be... How many species? 15. And they make up over 60% of the population. Veterus isn't listening at this point, instead deeply inspecting a pillar, or reading the hieroglyphs out loud in Khemian. And despite his fluency, his pronunciation is terrible. Terrible to the point that my lingua can't translate it. Brutus and Nephidu glance at each other with slightly confused expressions, before Nephidu again tries to stifle a laugh, and I feel my ears grow hot. I'm beginning to worry that I'll have to supervise Veterus the entire visit, though I try to play it off with a smile, speaking lowly to the two Khemians so Veterus won't hear. You can see why Adastrians need training from an expert. He learned from books only, before the war. It's no problem, just unexpected. But you are right. Maybe Adastra can set up some programs with native speakers if all goes well.
Vizier
Ramses?
How is this pronounced, guys?
Is now arriving to welcome the diplomatic mission, from Adastra. A second later, the stone door lowers slowly. It's dark in the entryway, and I wonder why there's no lighting at all. Nephidu sighs loudly next to me, muttering something about theatrics. Then I see a glint of light reflecting off of something gold. Then Vizier Ramses steps out into the courtyard. Do we get to see them? Cool. Okay, hello. Look at this little coat. This guy. I was nervous about this moment, despite having seen the Vizier before at 2 meetings over the past 2 years, but with the unusual ceremonial garb, it's more intimidating, which I suppose is the point. Shiny, smooth black drones float around him, moving close to us for a moment, as if looking for any signs of danger before moving back to the Vizier. We all stand awkwardly for a moment, and I look between Amicus and I don't know, guys. I don't know. Wondering who would make the first move. I assume Amicus knows how to properly greet the Vizier, but after making us wait, it's clearly a proper etiquette is not being used right now, and Amicus simply watches him carefully. Then there's more movement behind him, and I see another jackal, a female. She walks up behind the Vizier, and she bends her knee slightly so that she can reach his mask, pulling it up over his head. Oh, small! Well, how small that little head is. You can just grab it with one fist. And just go bop. Then she moves to his left, where she stands looking and looks on politely. Hello. And she locks eyes with me and doesn't look away. Her expression tells me she's found something, and I know this must be Aya. Then Ramses, I think it's not Ramses, right? It's Ramoses? You all definitely need to help me. You all need to go into the comments. Tell me how this is pronounced. We're gonna make a fool of ourselves this part, but that's okay. That's all right. Help me out, guys. A step forward, head high, leaning back a bit, more than he might need to. I wonder if he has to do with his wow, this entire sentence. It got up and ran away. I wonder if it has to do with his position.
Welcome, Emperor Amicus, and welcome, Amicus's subjects. It is an honor to have you and your people on our planet once more. May Ahotep be with you this day, and with Adastra forever.
And may Ahotep be with you. Thank you for the invitation, and for accommodating our envoy. It seems we may have arrived too early, so I apologize for that as well.
No apologies is necessary. You were right on time.
I see. That is a relief then.
However, it would not have been a problem if you had been early. The fact that you are here now, on peaceful terms, is all that matters to the Pharaoh and his people.
Of course, and it may stay that way forever.
The hot wind blows across the desert. Across the desert is the only sound during the gaps in their conversation, seeming to emphasize how the pauses go on for a second too long.
Forever indeed. I must thank you for taking time away from your vital duties as Emperor to talk with Khemia directly. All is well on Adastra, I trust. I hear your sister is acting in your place.
Yes, of course. I was reluctant to do so, but the importance of our discussion required it. I only hope that we can reach a solution during my time here.
Of course. The Pharaoh is still wrapping up his visit to Amorpha, but progress can still be made between the two of us in the meantime. Now, let us head inside and we can begin preliminary discussions, along with plans to visit the city for your public address in 3 days.
Very well, and thank you again.
No need for thanks. It's an honor to have you here.
Amicus begins following the Vizier into the palace before Ramses turns back to us.
Neferu, please show the others around and make sure they're comfortable.
Then he disappears into the palace with Amicus following him. I blink, slightly stunned by the brief, tense introduction. Not much of an introduction, considering he didn't even look at me or Veterus, or even his brother until he gave him a command. I had been ready for some kind of unpleasantness, considering how Neferu talks about him. But if I were to judge him based on these few minutes, I would think his demeanor is even suitable for a ruling. If he's the next pharaoh, would he not just end the alliance as soon as his father stepped down or pass away? Okay, everyone. I'm going to end the part here. Oh, excuse me. So I do hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.